Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Crosstalk. I'm Josh Lemons, Jackson Generals beat writer for the Jackson Sun. Alongside me, Chris Harris, the voice of the Jackson Generals. We're about an hour before Game 5 is set to begin between the Jackson Generals and the Pensacola Wahoos, and it's another rubber match, another Game 5 deciding rubber match decision.
I tell you what, coming off probably the most heartbreaking loss we've had so far this season, have taken a 1-0 lead there into the ninth inning. A guy, Michael Guaipe, who hadn't allowed a run all season long, and just a little bleeder falls in at shallow center field, and they score 3 runs in that ninth inning, and really a tough loss. A great crowd though, 5,201. I know you're going to get to that in a minute, but great night here. Unfortunately, we couldn't pull out the victory though.
Well, and I asked Corner afterwards. I said, why not go to Sheen or Shax, or one of your determined closers? And he said, we're here to develop these guys. He said, I'm not a big one inning kind of guy. He said, that's for when you get to the big leagues. And to Michael's credit, like you said, hadn't given up a run all season. I really feel like that long fly ball that hit the deepest part of the field, I just felt like he was deflated a little bit after that. You can kind of see he was always going back to the rosin bag. He was always checking his cap. It just, his demeanor changed on the mound.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I like the fact that he has confidence in sending him back out there, and he had him last year in High Desert. But I'm kind of like you, Stephen Colsheen might have been the guy to go to in that situation, especially after that long fly ball. But nobody was warming up at that point, so he had all his cards in the deck with him, and that's fine. And that happens. It spoiled a great start by Cam Hobson. Let's talk about that guy. I mean, his last 2 starts on last Monday in Mobile, 6 shutout innings, 7 shutout innings. Last night, I think he might be a front runner for the Southern League Pitcher of the Week, which will be announced on Monday. So he's been fantastic, and I felt bad for him because that should have been win number 4.
It should have, and the Generals had opportunities in the bottom of the 8th inning. When Hicks singles with 2 on, it seemed like a little bit of a late decision to send Rivers home, and he gets tagged out, and now there's 2 outs, and then Wiswall strikes out swinging to end the 8th. If you don't send him, you've got bases loaded, 1 out. A sac fly gives you an insurance run.
Yeah, true. And we knew when losing Jabari Blash, the offense would tailor off a little bit and maybe to rely more on the pitching. But the offense has had some nice timely hits. We saw the first 2 games outscoring Pensacola 10-1. Saw Kevin Rivers hit a big home run there in the first game. I like the new catcher we have, Manny Pena, who's in the cleanup spot for the rubber match of the series, and a guy that has a little bit of major league experience. Great for the young pitchers in this, right, especially the Latin pitchers on this club. When you have a guy like Victor Sanchez and Ogando, Guaipe and Vargas, so I think he's a great influence on them. And anytime you have a veteran catcher, it's odd we're carrying 3 right now, but he has a good bat. We've seen that he had a 2 RBI single in his debut.
Well, and I talked to Painter about it, and he said, I like having 3 catchers because you can go lefty-righty in the bullpen at the same time, right, which makes a lot of sense. And then when I asked Corner about it, I said, what about the lineup? He said, well, it gives me an opportunity to DH a catcher. He's getting the at-bats, but he's not getting the abuse behind the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. And John, we need some more production though from our catchers. I think John Hicks is very capable. Until a guy like Patrick Kivlahan and DJ Peterson and some of those guys from Single A are they think ready to come up here. We've got to have some guys pick up the production like Rivers, Mickey Wiswall. I know you got a feature coming up on.
Nate Melendrez, who I did a feature on last week, and he got his first Double-A home run in this homestand. So I think that, and I talked to Horner.
Sure.
And of course, the question is, what do you do without Blash? And it just changes a little bit. If you noticed, if Dan Paolini had been able to lay down that bunt successful in the 8th inning,
right,
now you've got 2 runners in scoring position in 2nd and 3rd with only 1 gone.
Yeah. There's some great defensive plays.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about Kettle Marte. We've talked about him a lot, the 20-year-old general shortstop. But it seems like the plays he makes the mistakes on are those routine balls right at him. And then, he's been featured on MILB.com twice now for the play of the week. For that play he made in the hole on Saturday night, and that one up the middle in our last homestand. So I think for him, it's part of his maturity to basically keep the same focus and the same drive on those routine plays like he does on the tough ones.
I think you're exactly right, but we've also got to talk about like some of the plays Ramon Morla made last night. There was a wonderful play Kevin Rivers made up against the wall. I mean, bouncing back into the wall to make the catch, and that probably saves 2 runs right there. So, if you can get quality starts from your pitchers and then you rely on your defense, a lot of these guys aren't going to blow past you at 98, 99.
Right.
They're pitching for contact, So, and they know that, and they know they're pitching for contact. So when you've got good defense out in the outfield and in the infield, I mean, you can win some 2-1s or some 3-2s or even a situation last night, a 1-0 game.
Injury update: Victor Sanchez threw a simulated game on Friday, so he's getting very close. I haven't had confirmed, but there's a chance we could see him in the series in Huntsville. If not, looking really likely we'll see him in our next homestand. So it'll be nice to get the 19-year-old Victor Sanchez back in the rotation, and we've lost Jordan Prees to AAA. Steven Landazuri, who was leading the league in just about every pitching category on the DL right now, but these pitchers have done a nice job, and of course we're filming this before Game 5 of the series, and we'll see the debut of our 12th different starting pitcher that we've had this year, in Tyler Olson, the former Gonzaga Bulldog. So everybody that's come up, our ERA is under 3.5, which is, I think, we're right now right in the middle of the league, maybe top half, towards the top half. I think today 4th. So they're doing the job.
Yeah, and Horner caught Sanchez, which of course Horner's a former catcher, and he said, that's really the best way to see.
Yeah.
And he said he saw good things out of him. It was only 30 pitches in a sim game, but I think you're expected to see some good things. So best of luck on the road.
Going to Huntsville, first of 3 trips to Brandon Shields, the sports editor's favorite place, Joe Davis Stadium, Huntsville, Alabama. This is the lame duck season a bit for them.
Right.
Final hoorah for Joe Davis Stadium. So
well, they're really actually
playing well.
Yeah, and then especially they came out strong, a 7-1 start. But look forward to seeing you guys back Saturday night. More fireworks. Hopefully we see a crowd similar to what we saw last night, and look forward to you got to think we're almost halfway through the first half. So
really,
we're a quarter of the way through the season, basically.
I was looking. It's going to be. I think we have 42 games starting on Monday left in the first half. So, or 42 days, I think, until the end of the first half. So, it's going to be here before you know it. And I think this team, we're hovering around 500 right now. If you look at everything that's happened, I think if we can just continue to hover around 500, then once guys start getting healthy. Once some of these younger players, and they're tearing it up, by the way, at High A right now, High Desert, they're 5 games over 500, and they're averaging 10 runs a game. So when those guys start coming in, I think this team's built for a second half run. We knew that. So if this team that's built together right now can stay 500, I like the second half odds.
You win series, you're always going to stay above 500. So we'll see if they can do that tonight. Thanks for tuning in. That's about all for us. I'm Josh Lemons, Jackson Generals beat writer for the Jackson Sun. Chris Harris, the voice of the Jackson Generals. Thanks for watching Crosstalk. We'll see you next week.
Kiss it goodbye.